Alright, hello. In the hope of creating some more content which is a bit more unfiltered, easier for me to put out, because I hold myself to this kind of high standard of work where everything has to be perfect. So I wanted to put out a lens test. This is the Zeiss Tessar. It's from the Jena lens set, or Jena, I don't know how you say it, but originally German, so I'm assuming that's how you say it. 50mm F2.8. I'm really trying hard to do this in one take. It is dusk now, so probably the worst time to be doing this. It's getting dark, but I wanted to do a bit of a lens test, wide open at f2.8, because that's why I bought this lens, to get that kind of dreamy. You can kind of see, other way, behind me you got this kind of swirly bokeh, which I really like. All right, I'm just gonna do a focus pull here from that window back there to the gate, and then all the way to my face. Quite a big focus throw. I bought this lens for £20 secondhand and got very unlucky with the focus wheel being a bit junky, which is frustrating. But there is kind of a sweet spot for this lens. I think probably where I was standing at the start of this video. This is me standing less than a metre away. You can see what the bokeh in the background looks like. And if we defocus even more, come back here. This is probably the best distance. I'm probably about a metre and a bit away. And you can just see how the background drops off. I really like what it does to the background. I really want to get my hands on the 35mm version. They're just some ridiculous prices. So trying to find one in good condition that I'm not paying a ridiculous amount of money for. But I know with the 35, you can get really, really close in terms of minimum focus. This one is great as well, but obviously it's quite punched in, so you get these really tight frames. But yeah, I'm actually, really impressed with the image you can get out of this for 20 quid. That is a nice looking shot. 50mm is like my favorite focal distance as well, so I can definitely picture shooting some interviews, some more stylized interviews, talking head pieces on this lens. I like it a lot. Right, I know this is not ideal, but just so you can see the lens top down for anyone who's interested, I'm gonna go up to the high base ISO here. Not gonna look great, but there we go. Right, this is T2.8. The screw mount for this lens is really frustrating in the way that the lens doesn't really click in the same way that you would with a modern lens mount. But you can see the detail, like this lens is so sharp here. I am aware of how poorly planned this video is. I just wanted to get a bit more of a raw lens test so people can see what the footage looks like generally, because I find with a lot of lens tests on YouTube it's kind of like using one of those focus things they stick on the wall and doing colour tests. I don't really care about that kind of thing. I just want to see what kind of footage you can get with this lens. Right, let's stop down. So we are at T2.8. Let's go to F4. This is F4. I don't know if it looks any sharper. I've sat kind of close so you can just kind of judge detail. This is me in the middle of frame. Right, we're at T5.6 now. Let's wait for the monitor to boot up so I get a bit of light on my face. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna go to F8 finally. If I go any higher than that, I think the image is gonna be severely underexposed. Bear in mind, we are shooting at T8 at night with a very high ISO, but that's what we're looking like there at T8. I personally don't really go any higher than that for video content. But yeah, hopefully that gives a good impression. This is the most underexposed video I've ever shot.